Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Rich and Pam's Camping Adventures. This week we start a whole new series of multiple episodes of our trip to Michigan in 2024. We are in Canton, Kentucky, home of Colonel Harlan Sanders, who developed the 11 herb and spice recipe for Kentucky Fried Chicken. This is his museum and restaurant here. A neat place to visit. We are at Muskegon, the Muskegon Lighthouse in southwestern Michigan. The path out to the lighthouse there is closed today, so we can't get to it. However, the path out to this navigation tower on the other side of the inlet is open. So Miss Pam and I walked out to this one. The bay out here is beautiful. It's middle of July and it is just a cool breeze.
Cold.
Cold, yes. So if I can get this marker over here on the other side. Come here. Another marker beacon of some kind. Part of our Michigan trip. That's right, baby. And we are in New Haven, South Pier Lighthouse. That is not the lighthouse. The lighthouse is over on this other side. We'll get to soon. You can see it a little bit there. See how it goes. Yeah. Yeah, built like a bow of a ship out of it.
Mining was gigantic. A lot of ore, copper country, a lot of copper.
Yeah.
But you know, nothing lasts forever, and it did not.
Yeah.
I read a whole book on that, 1913, The Wives of Copper Country. But I'm from Marquette, Michigan.
November 10th, 1975.
That went down Mexico very well.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
1944. Yeah. Nice museum. Cool museum. United States Life-Saving Service built this boathouse in 1901. A wooden ramp with metal rails leads from the front of the boathouse down to a slip at the water's edge. Surfmen pushed the surf boat on its metal carriage down the ramp and into the harbor. From there, they could row or sail ships to ships in distress. The boathouse contains 2 of the open surf rowing boats used for open water rescue. It also holds the carriage and a small cannon Lyle gun used to launch a projectile with attached line to a ship within 400 yards for a breechless boy rescue. In addition, it holds many of the accessories used by the life-saving team for their practices and their work. We're at the Point Betsy Lighthouse. This is abandoned, doesn't need to be used anymore. Right on the coast. Point Betsy. Hazy today. A little hazy today, Missy.
Very hazy. But it's that smoke from Canada's fires.
Yeah, could be. Right on the beach there. We can stick our feet in. Up on the hill is abandoned, I believe it's another rescue place. Some of these buildings up there, just according to the book. I'll take a look and see. Okay, that is probably the abandoned life-saving station, rescue station. It's next to the lighthouse here. At Point Betsy. This is the Frankfurt North Shore Lighthouse. This is the area once known as North Unity. It's a ghost town now. Everything was decimated by fire. The only thing that remains is the North Unity Schoolhouse. Closed up now. We're at Crescent Beach. It opens out into Lake Michigan. This is Grand Arbor Bay, I think it is. I'll have to look on the map and verify that.
Where we're at. Let's figure out where we're at. This is Good Harbor Bay.
Good Harbor Bay.
It is part of Sleeping Bear Dunes
National Lakeshore. Thank you for watching this edition of Rich and Pam's Camping Adventures. Be sure and join us again soon for part 2 of our trip to Michigan.